You walked into a store, for one thing. You left with five. You saw an ad this morning, and by tonight you wanted that product so badly you couldn't explain why. This wasn't accident. This wasn't coincidence. This was a billion-dollar science called psychological manipulation, and every single brand you love has been using it on your brain since the day you were born. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to expose every trick, and once you see it, you can never unsee it. Before we get into the tricks, let me give you the scale of what we're talking about. Global advertising spend in 2024 crossed $1 trillion. $1 trillion. That's more than the GDP of most countries on Earth. Spent on one single goal: rewiring how your brain makes decisions. These companies hire neuroscientists, behavioral psychologists, and former CIA persuasion experts. They run thousands of A/B tests on your emotions before a single ad goes live. And you think you're just casually scrolling. No, you are the product. Your attention is the currency. Your desire is the goal. And today, for free, you're going to learn every weapon they use against you. Trick number 1, anchoring. Here's how it works. When you see a product originally priced at $999, now on sale for $399, your brain doesn't evaluate whether $399 is a good price. It only compares $399 to $999. The anchor number becomes your reference point. The sale price feels like a steal, even if $399 was always the real price. Apple does this masterfully. They announce the $1,099 model first, then the $799 model feels cheap by comparison. Your brain was manipulated before you even saw the price you were going to pay. Next time you see a strike-through price anywhere, stop. Ask yourself, was that original price ever real? In most cases, it was never meant to be paid. It was only ever meant to be seen. Trick 2, scarcity. And this one is older than money itself. When your brain believes something is rare, it automatically assigns more value to it. This is called the scarcity heuristic, and advertisers weaponize it every single day. Only 3 left in stock. Sale ends in 47 minutes. Limited edition. Exclusive access. These phrases trigger your amygdala, the fear center of your brain, and switch off your prefrontal cortex, the rational decision-making part. You stop thinking. You start reacting. Amazon's countdown timers, Booking.com's 8 people viewing this right now. These are not real-time facts. They are psychological triggers designed to make you panic buy before your rational brain wakes up. The fix: add it to your cart, walk away for 24 hours. If you still want it, it was a real desire. If you forgot about it, it was just their trick working on you. Trick 3, social proof. Your brain is a social survival machine. For millions of years, copying the group kept humans alive. Advertisers know this. 10 million customers served. Bestseller. 4.8 stars from 50,000 reviews. These numbers don't tell you the product is good. They tell your brain that everyone else chose it. And if everyone else chose it, your tribal brain says you should too. Influencer marketing is the same trick in human form. When someone you admire uses a product, your mirror neurons fire and you feel like you are using it. You buy the lifestyle, not the product. Trick 4, color psychology. This is subtle but devastating. Red creates urgency. That's why clearance sales are always red. Blue builds trust. That's why every bank logo is blue. Yellow triggers hunger. McDonald's, Subway, every fast food chain. Green signals health and nature. That's why every organic brand drowns in green. These colors were not chosen for aesthetics. They were chosen for their measurable psychological effects on your purchasing behavior. Every color in every ad you have ever seen was a deliberate psychological decision. Trick 5, reciprocity. Robert Cialdini, the godfather of influence psychology, proved that when someone gives you something for free, your brain feels an almost uncontrollable obligation to give something back. Free samples at supermarkets increase purchase rates by up to 2,000%. Free trials of apps make you feel guilty canceling. Free shipping makes you add more to your cart to justify the order. The gift was never free. It was an investment in your sense of obligation. Trick 6. Storytelling. Humans are not logical creatures. We are narrative creatures. When a brand tells you a story, a founder who struggled, a child who was saved, a community that was built, your brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. You stop evaluating the product and start feeling connected to it. Apple doesn't sell computers. They sell the story of the creative rebel. Nike doesn't sell shoes. They sell the story of human triumph over limitation. The product is just the object. The story is the real sale. And your brain, which cannot distinguish between a real experience and a vividly told story, buys the feeling completely. Trick 7, and this is the most insidious of all. Repetition. Your brain has a built-in shortcut called the mere exposure effect. The more you see something, the more familiar it feels. And the more familiar it feels, the more you trust it. The more you trust it, the more you buy it. You don't choose your favorite brands. You were gradually conditioned to feel comfortable with them through thousands of repeated exposures before you ever made a single conscious decision. Now here's the dark truth nobody wants to say out loud. You have never made a fully free consumer choice in your life. Every preference you have, the brands you love, the products you reach for, the stores you walk into, was shaped before your conscious mind even had a vote. But here's the power shift. Now you know the tricks. Awareness is the only armor that works. You cannot unsee this. And that's exactly what they didn't want. So to recap, 7 tricks used on your brain every single day. Anchoring makes fake discounts feel real. Scarcity shuts off your rational mind. Social proof hijacks your tribal instincts. Color psychology controls your emotions before you read a word. Reciprocity turns free gifts into silent obligations. Storytelling bonds you to brands like they are people you love, and repetition builds trust without your permission. 7 weapons, 1 target, your wallet. Now, my next video goes even deeper. I'm going to show you the dark psychology behind why you keep scrolling even when you want to stop. The algorithm knows things about your brain that you don't even know yourself. Subscribe right now so you don't miss it. And comment below which of these 7 tricks has worked on you. Be honest. I read every single comment.